Hi, my name is Sarah Heron, and for my ESL instructional video, I chose the method thinking maps. So initially, what a thinking map is a diagram or a table of some sort, and it allows the students to jot down maybe all their information that they know of a specific topic, or maybe a person, or maybe a lesson that the teacher just went over. It really allows not only the student but the teacher to see the child's thinking process and kind of what they know about a certain topic. So the materials that will be required, it could be fun. The teacher can maybe already hand them out the pamphlet and say, here, fill it out. Or you could get creative and allow your students to come up with any type of design. Maybe instead of the bubble system, maybe you want to do clouds or flowers, something like that. I think that gives the child control, and it gives them something that they could put their own little touch on, and they can really feel like they're in control, like I said. For the level, I chose advanced because the students are going to need to realize and understand the purpose of the thinking map. They're going to need to stay on task, essentially. When you have that center and it's connected to all different other pieces, you need to focus on what that center is. If that center is Abraham Lincoln, then you don't want to start talking about shopping or George Bush. Like, the center is what the initial whole thing is about. So, for the content, I really highlighted all of them except for math, because I think math obviously is more numbers and things like that, and numbers really don't get involved in thinking maps. So in this case, for this activity, I will be discussing my thinking map, but I'm going to be using it to compare and contrast two different types of stories. So for the science part, maybe you can do two different types of science experiments. For social studies, you can maybe do two different types of events in history. And then for language arts, as I'm going to talk about, will be two stories. So the initial content objective is that the students are expected to comprehend the two stories and really be able to compare and find similarities, but also contrast and find differences. For my TEKS, I chose, like I stated, English Language Arts grade 4, because that is a more advanced grade level. They're going to be able to recognize characteristics between the two stories, structures, and information within the text. So they're going to have to remember and really stay focused when these two stories are being told to them. Maybe one is from a narrative of a woman and maybe another one is a man. They're going to have to remember that is two differences that they could write down in their thinking maps. For the language objectives, hopefully the students will be focused and carefully be listening to the text and taking mental notes on differences that they hear, and also similarities. Within that, the teacher should be maybe giving them questions to help them stay on task and remain focused, and help them give them kind of an idea of what their thinking maps will include. And then afterwards, the students will go back individually or in groups, depending on the teacher, and be able to jot that down. So the initial activity of this thinking map is the teacher will be reading two different types of stories. And for the thinking map, and like I said, the teacher can completely just hand this to the student and be like, this is the differences, this is the similarities, and this is also the differences. Go and find them. Or the teacher can completely let the students design their chart, but keep this as a reminder for the students on what needs to be included. So initially the teacher will read the two stories. Depending on the teacher, maybe she reads one at a time and ask questions, or maybe she'll read them both and kind of go over maybe, did anyone notice any differences? Yes or no? Raise your hand. What did you notice? Did you notice any similarities? Things like that. Kind of help them, guide them along this story, because you don't want to make this a difficult task. You want it to be something that is fun and that's something they like to do. So this is the thinking map. For differences, maybe this story was nonfiction and this one was fiction. Maybe this story included, dogs, this one included cats, or, similarities. Maybe they were both animal books, and maybe it was, had the narrative of a woman. So those are two different things that the students can write down, and then of course in the two blanks will be either text 1, text 2, or the title of the book. Thank you.